Happy Thursday, everyone, and we are in the middle of the week. And today's topic is the continuation of our MCLE Rules lesson. And previously, as a recap, we were talking about the mandate of MCLE, the purpose, the credit units, and also the subjects that will be covered by the 36 units and also the compliance period. Now for today, we will tackle about who are exempted and who what are the consequences or what is non-compliance and what are the consequences of compliance. Each lawyer must know about this so that they will take note of the consequences and make sure that within the compliance period, each will be able to comply the 36 units. Actually, we are now on the 7th compliance period, and actually I took my MCLE um, last week of February, and first week of March, and I wanted to attend because at that time I had no other activity to do, and also I was just thinking that it's better to comply early as possible to avoid any possible delay, and for fear that there will be no offerings later at my convenient time. Now we begin with who are exempted. Actually, the Bar Matter 850 consists of a listing, or it says, or it provides there the listing of those people who are exempted from MCLE. And based on the first group of people who are exempted from MCLE is, to me, basically on the grounds of their post or their position in government, and given that it means that they are preoccupied with the duties and responsibilities of the position, and also that um, their positions are very vital, and it has something to do with implementation, execution, enactment of laws, and also interpretation of laws. And these are as follows. I will not delay anymore. The President, the Vice President of the Philippines, the Secretaries and Undersecretaries of the Executive Departments, and also the Congressmen, meaning the senators and the members of the House of Representatives, given that we have a bicameral um, Congress. Now, the Chief Justices and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court, and also the members of the judiciary, and that means the judges and uh, justices of the Court of Appeals, and also the judges in the lower courts, which are your RTC and MTC, and also members of the Judicial and Bar Council. So you have to take note of that. And also the court lawyers covered by the PhilJA, or Philippine Judicial Academy. Actually, there are continuing legal education provided for those members of the court. And actually, if you one also wants to become a judge, he has or she has to enroll the PhilJA, or pre-adjudicature, and it is only offered twice, I think twice a year, because for one time I got interested, and the because of the conflict of schedule, um, it was held in Davao actually, so I had to cancel the interest, or the possible opportunity. Now, also, the Chief State Counsel, the Solicitor General, and Corporate Counsel, and even their deputies or assistants, and also the secretaries of the assistant secretaries of the DOJ, because of their posts, given that it is something legal or law related. So I think that's the reason why they are exempted. And also the chairman and members of the constitutional commissions, even the ombudsman, overall deputy ombudsman, and the special prosecutor of the office of the ombudsman. Also, those heads of government agencies exercising quasi judicial functions, and that would be your NLRC as one example, and also your DARAB, or even your HLURB. So, um, the commissioners of NLRC are exempted So you don't see a commissioner attending MCLE. Now, the incumbent deans, bar reviewers, and professors of law who have teaching experience for at least 10 years in accredited law school. So these are the requirements. The deans, the bar reviewers, and professors shall have teaching experience for at least 10 years, and the law school of which they are connected with should be an accredited one. And also the chancellor and vice chancellor and members of the corps of professors and professional lecturers of PhilJA, and also the governors and mayors, and this includes the city and municipal mayors. So given their positions, so I think that's a justification of their exemption, although the bar matter did not provide the reasons. Now, another set of persons who are exempted are the members of the bar who are not in law practice, whether it's private or public, and those who have retired in the practice of law, but those retired must have with the approval of the IBP Board of Governors. Um, if you can hear in my background, there's some noise because of the rain here in Cebu, and it's been like this for quite some time already. And let's continue. Those who are exempted also because of physical disability, an illness, or a postgraduate study abroad, or proven expertise in law. There could be exemption or modification of the compliance, such that there could be an extension because the lawyer is out of the country doing his postgraduate study abroad. Now, there's in this case there should be a verified request stating the good cause of exemption, and the same should be under oath and supported by evidence. So it means that these exemptions are not automatic. And what is non-compliance? Non-compliance could be either of these three: failure to complete the education requirement within the compliance period. So you only completed 30 units within the 36-month period, so it means within that period you are not compliant. And failure to provide attestation of compliance or exemption. So you have to provide the attestation, meaning you certify and you are firm in your claim that you are exempted or you have complied. And failure to provide satisfactory evidence of compliance. That would mean like one is not really an expert of law, or he has not been teaching for at least 10 years in an accredited law school, and it should be within the period. You have to remember that. Now, also, this could be another set which states that failure to satisfy the education requirement and furnish evidence within the compliance within the 60-day period. So, from receipt of the non-compliance notice. So, what could happen if the person or the lawyer involved failed to comply? And but before we go on with that, we have to remember also these other two circumstances which could mean the lawyer is not compliant. So even the failure to pay the non-compliance fee within the prescribed 60-day period, then that means the lawyer has not complied also. And any other act or omission analogous to any of the foregoing, or any act that is intended to circumvent or evade compliance with the MCLE requirements. So it is a very broad statement that any possible analogous act in circumvention or intended to circumvent or evade the requirement, then that would be considered as non-compliance. Now, what is the non-compliance notice? It states the deficiency, so it lays down what is the deficiency of the lawyer involved, and the person is given 60 days from date of the notice to file a response clarifying the deficiency, or otherwise he should show the compliance requirements with him. So what are the consequences of non-compliance? one should pay non-compliance fee, and the lawyer will be listed as a delinquent member of the IBP, and it should be with the recommendation of the MCLE committee. And the membership fee shall continue to accrue at the active rate against the member until it is paid. However, even if there's this what we call as consequences of non-compliance, the lawyer may reinstate such status of being compliant by proving or presenting evidence that he has complied with the requirements. An example would be he has already paid the compliance fee within the period, then that would mean that he has complied also, but he has to establish that again. And the request to be reinstated must be also under oath and supported by evidence. So I hope, given this, those, especially those new lawyers, take note of this compliance or requirements under the law, and it is imposed upon on you as an obligation to continue your practice. And if and when you sign a pleading this times, you have to put their MCLE compliance exempt. So because are given until I think 2022 to comply within that period, to comply um, your MCLE requirements. I mean 2023, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because you're given 3 years, and the compliance period for the seventh compliance period started like April or like February. Okay, I hope you learned something from this, and I'm happy again that we have new members of the bar. And for those who are taking the bar next year, don't get discouraged despite the uncertainty, and just keep your brains active, keep studying or reviewing, and do some tasks that will sharpen your mind. And I know that they will become certain in the future. And for those who are law students and incoming first years, don't be negative about the situation, because things will get better soon. It may not be in the immediate future, but I think and I believe that it will surely come. Thank you so much, and have a happy day ahead.